Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back today to do my Bare Minerals Liquid Mineral Foundation first impression / review. I spoke to you guys about this foundation in my everyday makeup tutorial that I posted the other week. Couple of weeks ago now, and a bunch of you said you wanted to see me try it on camera, so I thought I'd sit down today and do that. I mentioned in that video that I've just been putting a bit more thought into like the products that I'm using on my skin and the products that I'm letting kind of absorb into my body, and mineral products are obviously considered a lot more natural and a lot better for your skin in terms of absorbing ingredients and stuff, so I'm definitely keen to try this. It's also SPF 20, which I love the thought of. Anything to do with SPF is like obviously incredible, great for your skin. So I'm very excited to try it. I've just done a little bit of research online, just reading up about the product, finding out how to apply it, reading some reviews and stuff like that. So I thought I'd quickly share those with you guys just before we jump straight into putting it on. So it says that it is 88% naturally derived, it's cruelty-free and vegan, free of parabens, silicone, talc powder, chemical sunscreens, oil, gluten, and more. It is hypoallergenic, and it says makeup so pure and clean you can sleep in it. Probably not going to be sleeping in it. No thank you, but apparently it's clean and good enough on your skin that you could sleep in it. It's an interesting sales tactic. They've got the details here. So it says here that it is the original Bare Minerals like #1 best-selling foundation, made with minimal ingredients and coverage that improves the appearance of skin over time. I don't really know what that means. Like, it improves the appearance of skin over time. Does that mean while I'm wearing it, or like the more I use this product on a daily basis, my skin will improve over time? I'm not really sure. That's confusing me a little bit, but I mean, it sounds really good. It's a light to medium coverage foundation with a naturally luminous finish. So exactly what I kind of like these days. Provides a no makeup look and feels like air, so feels like no makeup as well. Wears all day without clogging pores, causing breakouts or settling into lines. It sounds really, really good. It comes in 30 different shades all over the internet. It's got basically like 4 out of 5 stars on like Mecca, on the Bare Minerals website, on the Sephora website, on like a couple of other makeup stores. It's all been rated about 4 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good. I'm going to read a couple of the 5-star reviews and then a couple of the 1-star reviews just to see what people are saying. We'll start with the 1-star. Someone said the foundation doesn't blend well at all. It feels like oil sitting on top of my skin. Makes my eye makeup run all over my face. Do not buy this. Interesting. Okay, so someone says they really, really love the original loose foundation, which I assume is like the powder foundation. But the liquid version was a big disappointment. Apparently it's very thin and oily, and the shades are very yellow. It sounds like a lot of people are saying it's not great on oily skin. They're saying they prefer that loose powder version of it. Okay, so it sounds like they've changed the formula, basically. That's what I'm like getting the gist of here. So it sounds like they had the original formula, which people have raved about, and then I assume this is the new formula, which doesn't seem to be as popular for a lot of people. But the 5-star reviews, like there's people saying it's really, really nice on the skin, makes your skin look really natural, not cakey at all. People with sensitive skin have no issues using this foundation. You can build it up to a medium coverage. There's lots and lots and lots of really great reviews, as well as just like a few bad ones. So there's obviously always going to be a mix, but I think it's just interesting seeing the different things that people are saying. So oily skin, I don't really have oily skin. My skin is quite normal. It can get oily towards the end of the day, but that's usually why I set my face with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Like I very rarely do my makeup without setting it. I'm excited to try this. I'm very, very excited to give this a go. So I've got 3 different shades here. I also have fake tan on at the moment. I'm wearing the new Loving Tan Platinum Mousse, which I actually really, really like the color of. Hopefully one of these shades matches me. Let's just go into the middle one. This is Neutral Medium, number 15. Packaging's really light. Like, it literally weighs nothing. It's definitely like plastic packaging. It's got a bit of like a frosted finish to it. It's quite cute. But yeah, the weight of it is really, really surprising me. Twist to open. Oh, okay. So it does say on the Bare Minerals website to apply this with your fingers. I feel like every foundation says that. Most people, I think these days, I could be wrong, but I don't think most people apply foundation with fingers anymore. It's either with a beauty sponge or a brush. So I'm just going to stick with what I know and use my beauty sponge. So it just twists like that and the nozzle pops up. I'm just going to pop this on the back of my hand and see how the color is. Oh, it almost just looks a little bit too red for my skin tone. So I might just quickly see if shade 14 is better. This is golden medium. This looks really yellow. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I think that one's definitely more my shade. So I'm gonna go with, what was it called? Golden medium 14. It looks really yellow in here, but honestly, I just put it on the back of my hand and I think it's gonna match this tan that I've got on a lot better than the other shade. All right, so the other thing that it said on the website is to use a water-based primer with it. They obviously recommended one of their like Bare Minerals water-based primers, but I don't have any of those. So I did a little bit of research and it actually came up that my favorite primer at the moment, which is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Illuminating Primer, is water-based. So I'm gonna use this and then I'm gonna finish off my makeup with all of the same kind of products that I've been using that you guys would have seen in my everyday makeup routine anyway, just because that's what I'm familiar with. It's what I know works on my skin, and I think it'll just be a really good way to test out the foundation. So I'm kind of glad that this is water-based and that's what they recommend. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that quickly. Alrighty, the headband is going on. This is how you know we mean business. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go in with Golden Medium 14. So I've just pumped one little squirt onto one side of my face because I wanna kind of do one half and see how it looks compared to no foundation. And then I'm just gonna blend that in using my, I think this is the Fenty Beauty Sponge. Okay, I feel like that just disappeared so fast. It's very sheer, very, very watery, like straight off the bat. Definitely light coverage and definitely really, really watery. So that's one really light layer. I think I definitely need to try and build it up to cover up these breakouts here and here, which I was expecting because it's obviously supposed to be a natural low coverage foundation. But yeah, hopefully that gives you guys a pretty good indication of like one light layer. Oh my gosh, it is so runny. Very, very watery. So whoever said that in their review was not lying. All right, that's one half of my face done. You can definitely tell like this color actually works really, really well for me. I feel like the more I build it up too, the more noticeable that'll be. Something weird's happening. Very, very weird. Okay, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this on camera. I'm gonna try and come a little bit closer, but it is gathering and sticking in certain areas and then just like pulling off my skin in other areas. Like I almost feel like the more I try and blend it, the worse it's looking. Wow, this is so weird. It really has not liked that second layer at all. That's very, very strange. I'm just going in with my ring finger and kind of like just trying to pat those patches out and see if that works a bit better. So it could just be my beauty sponge. I just feel like it's not settling into my skin. Like the more I blend it, the more it moves because it feels like it's just sitting on top of my face. It's very, very bizarre. Like the more I try and blend it, the more it just keeps lifting. I definitely think my finger is doing a better job than the sponge. So Obviously, like they've said to apply it with your fingers. Maybe I should have done that from the get-go, but I don't really love that whole idea anyway. Like, I don't know if I'd ever really use a foundation that only looked good if I applied it with my fingers. So that's just something to like take into consideration, I guess. Even to touch it, like with my finger, it feels oily. Like it just feels like it's sliding all over the place. From afar, I actually really like how that looks. I think it looks really, really natural, really glowy, feels really nice on my skin. But yeah, up close, it's doing some very, very weird things. I'm gonna go in and finish the other half of my face, and then we'll see, like maybe after a couple of minutes, if this has settled a little bit more. I'm hoping it does, because now I'm worried that when I go over and do like the rest of my makeup, like my cream, blush, bronzer, all of that, I feel like it's just gonna move and lift, which is gonna be very annoying. So yeah, we'll give it a few minutes while I do the other side and see how it goes. Okay, this is really frustrating to work with because I feel like I see a patch that needs to be fixed, so I go in and I try and fix it, but then it ends up looking worse because it's just moving around on my, like on top of my skin. I feel like I'm at a bit of a loss. I don't know how to like fix these areas that just keep lifting and moving. Now that this side of my face has been sitting for a couple of minutes, I definitely, like, I don't hate how it's looking. It's definitely looking better. I feel like it has absorbed into my skin a bit better than it was before, and it's definitely not like shifting as much. Maybe that's just the key, is like to let it settle into your skin. It's a very, very oily product though, so I can definitely understand why people with oily skin would not like this. Like, it basically just slides around like an oil slick on your face, and my skin, like I said, it's not oily skin at all, so the fact that it's doing that like while I'm applying, yeah, it would be a nightmare if you had naturally very oily skin. In saying that, I really like how it looks. Like, it looks so glowy and luminous, which is definitely like more my style. You guys know I love foundations that give me that glow, and there's no doubt that that's what's happening right now. The coverage as well, like just with those extra layers, I definitely think is quite nice. It's still like low to medium coverage, but the fact that it's such a hydrating foundation, it's sitting over my blemishes and my breakouts really nicely. Like, it doesn't look cakey or anything, which is really, really good. But yeah, it's just like very strange to work with when you're applying it. So now I'm gonna go in and kind of finish my makeup with my normal products. So I'll do a little time lapse of me applying, and if I feel like I need to stop and chat about anything, I will stop. But otherwise, I'm just gonna continue doing my makeup as I normally would. All right, I've decided I'm gonna come back and set my face. Also, if you can hear that bird, he's just standing outside my window singing. But anyways, I wanted to come back on camera and set my face on camera because my face, like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells right now. Blending out those cream products wasn't too bad at all. Like, I feel like they've all blended really, really nicely into my skin. I'm really liking how they're looking, but I felt like if I pressed too hard with my beauty sponge that like things would just slide off. My skin doesn't feel oily, but to touch, it's very oily right now. And you can probably see, like just looking at it, it's very glowy and very oily right now. So you can imagine how that feels like on the face when you're like working with the products. I am really intrigued to see how this sets, so I thought I would do that on camera. Like with the brush, I don't know how it's gonna go with a brush gliding over the top of it. I'm gonna use this small soft blend brush from Sigma, and then I've just popped a little bit of the Laura Mercier translucent powder in the lid, and I'm just gonna go in and hope for the best. Okay, wow. instantly the oiliness has gone. You guys can probably see the difference. Like this side, very much still luminous, very glowy, but it just doesn't look like the oil slick that this side does. I don't know how you could ever wear this foundation without setting it. Even if you had like ridiculously dry skin, I feel like you would still want to set it because it's so oily. It's actually setting really nicely though. Like it's not sliding around or moving around on my skin, which is what I was worried about. There is a patch of foundation right here on my forehead. I don't know if you guys can see it, and no matter how many times I tried to blend it out, it just wasn't budging. So I've just kind of left it as is, which I don't love that, but it's kind of the only section on my skin that still looks like that. Okay, that's really interesting. I feel like it's set a lot better than I expected it to. But yeah, I definitely had to like go in very, very gently to do that. I think if I applied my powder like I normally would, which is with like one of these big fluffy brushes, I think it would have just like moved around and lifted and not been great at all. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going, finish off my makeup, and come back and give you my overall final thoughts. Okay guys, what a roller coaster this has been. I am obsessed with how my face looks right now. I really, really love this end result. I'm shocked. Like, I'm incredibly shocked. I did not think I was going to be happy in the end, but it has set so nicely with all of those powders on top. They've all blended out really, really beautifully. I mean, I still have this weird patch of foundation going on up here. Oh, there we go. That's actually kind of fixed it a little bit. I'm still a bit concerned that throughout the day, when my skin does naturally start producing its own oils, this is just going to become like a slick oil fest again, and my face is gonna look like a disco ball. But right now, I love it. Like, I really, really like how this looks on my skin. It feels really light. It feels like nothing. That whole air-like feeling that it described on the website, definitely would agree with that. I think that the coverage built up really, really nicely, although you can, like, these are my two biggest breakouts here. You can definitely still see them, but it's not supposed to be a full coverage foundation. So like, I wasn't expecting it to cover them completely. I think it's done an amazing job at evening out my skin tone. Like, everything right now looks really good. And like, being completely honest here, I did not think it was going to turn out well at all. And if you are someone that has extremely oily skin, don't bother with this foundation. Like, it's not going to work for you. If you have dry skin, like incredibly, incredibly dry skin, I'd say definitely give this a go, but you are gonna have to set it. Like, I know a lot of people with really dry skin don't like to use powder products. I feel like you would still have to with this foundation. But yeah, what a plot twist. That's like the biggest plot twist ever. I was not expecting to like it. So anyways, I feel like they're my final thoughts. I'm not really sure what else to say. I will give an update in the comments section down below on how it wears throughout the next few hours. It's currently 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'll try and keep it on for as long as possible, and I will let you guys know in the comments section how it wore. But honestly, I would wear this again. Like, I would definitely wear this again. I had to be very gentle with like applying products on top so that it wouldn't slide around. So I probably wouldn't use this foundation if I was in a hurry, because I feel like it's just not as like trusting to use. Like, you definitely need to spend a bit more time with it. But yeah, if I've got the time, I'm definitely going to keep using this foundation, because like, yeah, I think it looks amazing. If you guys have tried this foundation before, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if there's any other foundations that you would like to see me review, I would be more than happy to. So just leave any suggestions down below as well. But thank you for coming on this little roller coaster foundation journey with me. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up. It helps out my channel a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and become a part of the family. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.